What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Minhunter Comics, and today we're talking about characters that have never got their own solo series. Pretty much every character you can think of has gotten their solo series. Frickin' Slapstick had a few volumes. They made a Maverick solo series. Did you know there was a Shroud solo series? Literally every character you can think of has had a solo series, probably in the 90s or 2000s, and it makes you think that, I guess, everyone's been done. Not exactly. There's a couple surprising ones on the list that have never got their first solo series. So let's get into it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to give you an honorable mention before we get it started with Hickman's Cannonball and Sunspot. This is a classic, modern classic bromance that everybody loves. We already got the Jaime Reyes and Booster Gold classic bromance thing. Let's get Marvel their chance to do it. This would be really cool, and even though these are relatively more recent characters, I know a lot of people would like this, and I think a lot of people would pick it up. First real entry here is going to be Banshee. Banshee's been an X-Men mainstay since forever, later leading Generation X and becoming one of the franchise's most respected mentors. Despite decades of history and a loyal fan base, he's never received a solo series, let alone an ongoing title. For a character this important to X-Men history, it is a surprising omission. Let's go to DC, although I have to tell you this list is seemingly more Marvel heavy. Bronze Tiger never got his solo series there, especially with his tie-ins to Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva, and the more martial arts side of things. I could totally see this coming up. I think for a guy that can beat up Batman, that alone should guarantee you a spot, but it hasn't happened yet. Let's go back to Marvel with Princess Python. She's been around since the 60s, crossing paths with everyone from Spidey to the Avengers, Cap, yet she's never gotten her solo series. She's one of Marvel's most recognizable B-list villains, and her background with a circus of crime and more gives her plenty of untapped potential. When you look at some of these characters that have gotten their own solo series, it's surprising when a character like Princess Python hasn't. I'll give you another one, Medusa. Arguably the third most popular Inhuman, or any given day of the week, maybe second or even first. She's ruled as Queen of the Inhumans and built a small but loyal following of her own. Marvel gradually began treating her more like an important character, which makes it more surprising that she's never received a solo series. Maybe that changes someday, but for now, fans will have to settle for a one-shot or two, or a couple oddball issues and storylines with her in it. You know this is a James choice right here. Kilowog, man. We've got an entire Larfleeze solo series. We've had an entire Sinestro run. We've had Red Lanterns get their own run, but we've never gotten Kilowog, man. Fan favorite personality, probably more fan favorite even than Larfleeze. It's crazy that he got it before him. Absolutely nuts. But here we are, 2026. We still don't have it. I totally think he could carry his own book. I would love to see him in Lanterns. I don't think we are going to, but I would settle for his own solo series. Forge. This one seems to me the most obvious pick, other than the very last entry I'm going to give you. Been one of the most important supporting characters for decades, playing a major role in everything, from the Fall of the Mutants to the Krakoa stuff. With his genius-level inventions, mysterious past, and weird history, he's more than interesting enough to carry a solo book. That's what makes it so weird that we haven't got one. Maybe a Forge Storm series? I don't care. I'll take anything. I would read that. How about Archangel? I do think there may have been a one-shot, but this is a big one. I'm specifically talking about the darker, edgier 90s stuff. He's never reached the popularity of like Wolverine or Gambit, or even Cable, but all this history and inner conflict, Marvel has only given him a one-shot. A solo series would explore his past and the struggle with Apocalypse's influence a lot more, and it could really do some good in bringing back Archangel into the spotlight. He seems to me such a staple of the 90s. I don't know, we could use him, that's for sure. Next is Moira McTaggart. Became one of the most important characters of the Krakoa era, and it looked like she was finally getting her own series. Then Marvel pivoted, Hickman left, and Moira went from mysterious mastermind to cyborg villain pretty much overnight. It's a shame because her many past lives are packed with stories that could easily support a series. Maybe one day we'll make it happen. Next is going to be Mr. Sinister, and considering Doctor Doom himself only got his first solo series within the last 10 years, sort of makes sense that Mr. Sinister hasn't been done. But what the hell? This is Mr. Sinister we're talking about, one of the most popular villains in Marvel, much less X-Men. And it's just surprising after the Krakoa era, where he became one of the standout characters. With all his history, secrets, and ego, Mr. Sinister feels like the perfect character to have his own title. Next up, there's no Odin miniseries or run of any kind yet. Seems obvious to me, but hey, Thor and Loki have headlined plenty of solo series over the years, but they've never done Asgard's biggest dude, Odin. Following his adventures after stepping down as king, or telling a story of how he built Asgard and conquered the 9 realms, would that not be fantastic? There's more than enough material here for an ongoing series, and for someone this important to the mythology of all of Marvel, it's an odd one that we haven't gotten it. The last one I'm going to give you is going to make you really scratch your head. We have never gotten a Professor X solo series. Heart of the X-Men since day one. Pretty shocking that we haven't got one from him. Magneto has had multiple books. Xavier always stayed in the background despite being one of the biggest characters. Decades of history, powerful enemies. He's an Omega-level mutant and one of the biggest roles in the Marvel comics. Professor X has everything you might want in a solo title, except Marvel's never given him one. I saw a Reddit thread where someone said if they did give Professor X a solo, they think it would be pretty boring. I don't know about that. Give him some more credit. Marvel, prove that guy wrong. And that's the list, guys. What other characters do you think of that haven't got a solo series? What of this would you actually read? I'll see you at the next one, and keep on hunting. Make sure to come on down to Sentiment Depot's Antiques and Collectibles, located at 238 West Delaware Ave in Pennington, New Jersey. Find so many great books for just $1 and the lowest prices on key comics around. Enjoy a huge selection of graded comics priced up to 20% lower than current fair market value. We are open from Wednesday to Sunday, closed Monday, Tuesday. You got a collection you want to sell? Bring that too. Can't wait to see you there.